All right, joining us to shed more light on the International Day of the Girl Child and the issues surrounding it, I'm joined by Faith Waziri. Faith Waziri is the Programs Officer of Women in Politics Forum. Faith, many thanks for coming on AIT Reports.
Thank you for having me.
All right, now I guess the fact that there's let's call it a celebration of the International Day of the Girl Child suggests that there are issues that need to be addressed. That's why the day comes up in the first place.
Yes.
All right, let's bring it closer home to Nigeria. The Nigeria girl child, some of the challenges were mentioned there, but some people have said that some of them are exaggerated, that things are not as bad for the girl child as some of you people are making out.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That's what you're starting with. When we started the show, we played a clip of the Vice President when he had the program for education and things he was saying. And for me, I paid attention to that because when we look at the index of the statistics of out-of-school children globally, you see that Sub-Sahara contributes to 30% of out-of-school children. And then bring it back home to Nigeria, we are contributing to 15% of that. Okay. Like we have 7.6 million out-of-school girls. You know, we have about over 3 million out-of-school girls in primary school level, and also that same over 3 million at junior secondary school level. So it is reality. It is not something that is being exaggerated. And if you even look at the recent incident that happened in Maiduguri in Borno State, where the flood has now further displaced a lot of girls. There are girls that can't access schools. You know, of course, there are also boys too that can't access schools because of that. Yes. But when you look at the number of girls that were already out of school in the first place and look at how this has now increased the statistics for girls, you see that it's actually not something that's been exaggerated. Recently, I was part of a research where we had to look at economic, what was happening, economic realities, and interview parents and families, some of them employed by government, some of them self-employed. And we're looking at, is there, one of the strategic questions we asked was, is there a preference for asking girls to drop out so that boys can continue schooling? Or have you noticed that girls in your community have dropped out because of the current economic issues? And we got a lot of yes answers.
Yes to what?
Yes,
is that?
We see yes that we've had to say some girls should sit back at home, let their brothers go. Or we've had to see that teachers will tell us that in the school, we've had a lot of girls drop out from coming to school. Yes. And so, and you see that globally, education is something that has set out a lot of people that are said about. It's not, of course, it's not every successful person out there that has been educated, but you can see that a lot of successful people out there have been educated. Education gives you an exposure. It creates your mindset. It helps you to shape a future. It helps you to have a vision for what you want to do in your life. And so if we have 7.6 million girls in Nigeria that are out of school at the basic level, it tells you that if we don't put strategies in place to ensure that these girls come into school, the gap will continue to get wider, and it might create a crisis for the future and the generation that we are having and seeing. And I think that this year's theme is really, really significant, girls' vision for the future. How can we help them to shape, to strategically place a vision for their future? How can we help protect their future? How can we create an environment that is safe enough?
I'm going to allow you to answer some of those questions. What kind of strategies should be in place?
Okay, thank you. And I will specifically just briefly speak to what is currently going on with the VAP repeal bill. Currently in the National Assembly, there's a bill to repeal the VAP Act and amend. It's a longer name. It's a repeal and enactment bill.
And I guess VAP means violence.
Yes, Violence Against Persons Prohibitions Act of 2015. There's a bill currently to repeal it. And then we had to do an analysis because we looked at the struggle it took. Because after the National Assembly enacted that law, we saw that the states had to domesticate it so that the law can come into force. And because it's a law that not just protects women and girls, also protects other people, but it has provisions to specifically protect women and girls. And so we looked at how that, we just got, last year, 2023, that we're able to have 35 out of the 36 states to domesticate the law. So there's still a state in Nigeria, I think it's Kano State, that has still not domesticated the VAP Act, and this is a law that was enacted in 2015. Now, so because we looked at that and what the effect of repealing the bill and enacting another one might have on that, we decided to do an analysis. And then we saw that the proposed bill, that the bill that is being proposed to be enacted brought in an interesting provision. Section 2, which does not exist currently in the VAP Act, provides for an offense that is called defilement of a child. And now, when you look at the offense of a defilement of a child, it's basically and essentially speaking to rape. It's the offense of defilement of a child and offense of rape have the same characteristics, just that it's a child that is involved. And while the current VAP Act does not provide for that, we now see that my issue with the proposed bill is the fact that in that section 2, the proposed section 2 now categorizes children. So it says, for instance, I'm trying to see if I can remember verbatim, but I'll just give an instance. So the law says for children, for a person that defiles a child aged between, I think, from 0 to 11 has 14 years. From 11 to, I think, 15 has 12 years. And from 16 to 17 has 10 years, something like that.
Reducing. What's your grasp with that?
Yes.
Are you saying you should all bag the same punishment?
Because why are you reducing it? You're making it look like a child that is 16 years it is more acceptable to defile a child that is 16 years than it is to defile a child that is 8 years. The person gets punished, but you're making it appealing to go. You're not saying that the person is still a child. Even if the person is 17 years old and 364 days, the person is still a child. The person has not gotten to that age of 18 years. And so don't make it, they should be, the punishment should be an umbrella punishment. Yes. Do not now bring categories. Are you trying to, because you're not trying to make it look more appealing. I think that it is, while it is applauding that we have that provision, that we're looking at getting that provision into the Violence Against Persons Prohibitions Act, we should not...
The categories don't cut it for you.
Yes, the categories do not make sense. It should be an umbrella punishment because when a child is defiled, whether they are 16 years or they are 0 years.
Okay, Faith, before I let you go, by the time we celebrate the International Day for the Girl Child in 2025, what would you like to see having changed from now?
First of all, I would really love it if we don't have 7.6 million out of girls that are out of school children. I want to see that this number has reduced drastically, and also see that when we talk about protecting our girls, I want that when we are narrating statistics for the number of girls that have been defiled, it reduces in Nigeria. We are not among the people contributing to the numbers. I want that we have a sense of ownership, that a girl child is someone that I should protect. Not that because she's not related to me, or she's by the roadside, or she's not as privileged. And I specifically, I'll come back again to the out of school case, because education really, really matters. And if we have 7.6 million, it is really not something that is encouraging. So that is something that I would really, really like for us to see. This is an appeal to not just teachers and parents, but to the President, the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Women Affairs, everybody that has a hand in ensuring that our girls are in school. They have access to quality education, access to healthcare, and are properly educated.
Okay, I think let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that your wishes do come true.
Yeah.
I've been speaking with Faith Waziri. Faith Waziri is the Programs Officer, Women in Politics Forum, and she's been speaking passionately about what is due to the girl child in education and all other things as we celebrate the International Day for the Girl Child. Faith, once again, many thanks for your time and useful insight.
Thank you for having me once